I used to freeze every time someone spoke to me in English. My palms would sweat, my heart would race, and 1,000 words would crash inside my brain, but none would come out. I wasn't always afraid. In fact, when I first started learning English, I was excited. I practiced vocabulary daily, watched English movies, even tried to think in English. But the moment I had to open my mouth in front of someone else, everything fell apart. Why? Because I was shy. And not just the quiet kind of shy. I was the kind of shy that turned into panic when I had to speak a second language. I was afraid of sounding stupid. I was afraid of being laughed at. Most of all, I was afraid of making mistakes. This fear made me invisible. At school, I avoided reading aloud. In group discussions, I pretended to be busy. At work, I nodded and smiled, hoping no one would ask me a question. Even though I had been learning English for years, I couldn't speak it. Not really. The day I broke down. One day, something happened that changed everything. I had just joined a new job where the team spoke mostly English. In our first meeting, my manager asked me to introduce myself. Simple, right? But my mind went blank. I knew what to say. I had practiced it at home 100 times. But at that moment, I couldn't say anything. My tongue felt tied. I gave a short, awkward sentence. Everyone smiled politely, but I could feel their eyes on me. My face burned with embarrassment. After the meeting, I locked myself in the bathroom and cried. That day, I realized something important. I was letting fear control my life. And I didn't want to live that way anymore. Why we're afraid to speak English. Maybe you've felt the same way. Maybe you've sat silently in class, or hesitated to order in English, or typed how to speak English fluently into YouTube at 2 a.m. Don't worry, I've been there too. But here's something I wish someone had told me earlier. Shyness is not a weakness. It's a signal. It means you care. You want to be understood. You want to be respected. You want to express yourself clearly. That's why it hurts so much when you can't. But fear doesn't disappear just because you want it to. You have to train your mind to feel safe in English, just like training a muscle. The confidence myth. Most people think confidence comes first, and then you start speaking. But it's the other way around. You build confidence by taking action, tiny steps, small risks, bit by bit. At that point in my journey, I didn't know what to do. I was tired of watching fluent speakers and wondering, how are they not afraid? I wanted to be like them. I wanted to speak English without panic, without hesitation. But no matter how much I practiced alone, it didn't change how I felt in front of people. The search for a solution. So I started researching. I watched videos, read books, and listened to people who had overcome their fear of speaking English. I realized that the problem wasn't my grammar. It wasn't my accent. It wasn't even my vocabulary. It was my mindset. Every time I prepared to speak, I imagined failure. I imagined judgment. I told myself I wasn't good enough. And when your brain hears the same message over and over again, it believes it. So I asked myself a hard question. What if I could change that message? That was the beginning of everything. After that painful experience at work, I knew something had to change. I couldn't keep avoiding English. I couldn't keep hiding behind my shyness. I wanted to speak freely, confidently, and without fear. But how? I tried everything I could think of. Reading more English books, watching English YouTubers, repeating phrases from podcasts, practicing grammar on apps for hours. And yes, all of it helped a little, but none of it fixed my biggest problem. I still froze when it was time to speak, until one day I discovered a simple but powerful habit, and it changed everything. The one habit that changed my English forever. Speaking to myself out loud. Sounds strange, right? At first, I thought so too. But it's the one habit that turned me from a silent learner into a confident English speaker. Here's how it happened. The first time I spoke to myself, one evening, I was walking home alone, still thinking about how embarrassed I felt at work. I passed by a small grocery store and suddenly said to myself, I need to buy some milk. But I said it in English. I need to buy some milk. It was quiet. No one heard me. No one judged me. No one laughed. And for the first time ever, I felt free. So I kept going. I have eggs at home. I don't need more. What else do I need? Oh, maybe some bananas. Still in English. Still talking to myself, still feeling safe. Why it works. Speaking to yourself might feel silly at first, but it works like magic, and here's why. 1. No pressure, no fear. You're not performing for anyone. You're just practicing. 2. You start thinking in English. Your brain gets used to forming sentences without translation. 3. You build fluency. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. 4. You hear your voice in English, and over time, it becomes normal. I made it a habit. Every day, I spoke to myself in English. When I was getting dressed, what should I wear today? It's a bit cold. When I was cooking, let me cut the onions first. Then I'll add the garlic. When I was walking, that tree looks beautiful. I wonder what kind it is. Little by little, English stopped feeling like a foreign language. It started to feel like my language. The 5-minute rule. I created a simple rule for myself. Speak in English to yourself for at least 5 minutes a day. That's it. Just 5 minutes. Sometimes it turned into 10 or 20 minutes. Other times it was only 5. But I did it every single day. And something amazing happened. After a few weeks, I noticed I wasn't hesitating as much. Words came faster. My brain wasn't translating. It was just speaking. The best part, I started to enjoy it. From self-talk to real talk. One day, my coworker asked me, "Hey, do you want to grab coffee?" Normally, I would have panicked, but not this time. I smiled and said, "Sure." I was just thinking about getting one. No fear, no freezing, just flow. That's when I knew it's working. Let me be real with you. You might feel nervous to try this. Maybe you will think, won't I sound crazy? What if someone hears me? Can this really help me speak better? I had the same thoughts, but I promise you, this is one of the fastest and most powerful habits you can build. You don't need a partner. You don't need a class. You don't even need internet. All you need is your voice. And the best part, it's completely in your control. You can do it in your bedroom, in the shower, while walking, or while cooking. Turn your everyday life into an English conversation. Bonus tip: use a mirror. Here's something that helped me even more: speaking in front of a mirror. Why? Because it helps you see your facial expressions, improve your pronunciation, feel more natural when speaking, build confidence looking at yourself while talking. It may feel awkward at first, but it's incredibly powerful. You get used to seeing yourself speak English, and over time, you stop judging how you look or sound and start enjoying the connection. The shift inside me, after a few months of this one habit, speaking to myself every day, I was no longer afraid to speak English with others. I wasn't perfect. I still made mistakes. But the fear was gone. That's when I realized fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave. And bravery can start with one small habit. Now, in this final part, I want to show you how to go from shy and stuck to confident and fluent, just like I did. Because here's the truth: if I can do it, so can you. You don't need to be born confident. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country. You don't need perfect grammar or a fancy vocabulary. All you need is a mindset shift and a system that actually works. So let me guide you, step by step. Step 1. Accept that mistakes are normal. Let me ask you something. When a baby learns to speak, do they say everything perfectly? Of course not. They babble, stumble, mispronounce, and mix up words all the time. But no one says, "You're terrible at speaking." We just smile and encourage them. So why are you so hard on yourself? You're not bad at English. You're just learning. And that means mistakes aren't a sign of failure. They're a sign of progress. Repeat after me. Mistakes are my teachers. They help me grow. Say it. Believe it. Live it. Step 2. Make speaking part of your daily life. You don't become fluent by speaking once a week. You become fluent by making English a part of your everyday world. Here's how to do it. The Everyday English Method. 1. Morning thoughts to minutes. When you wake up, speak your thoughts out loud in English. Today I have a meeting. I'm feeling a bit nervous, but I'll do my best. 2. Mirror talk 3 minutes. While brushing your teeth or getting ready, look in the mirror and say, "Hi, how are you? What's your plan for today?" 3. Walking monologue 5 minutes. While walking or commuting, describe what you see. That woman has a beautiful dress. The sky looks a bit cloudy. 4. Evening reflection 2 minutes. Before bed, reflect in English. Today was good. I spoke up in class. I'm proud of myself. Time needed, less than 15 minutes a day. But the result, massive growth. Step 3. Record yourself once a week. This step changed everything for me. I started recording myself speaking English for just 1 minute a week. At first, I hated hearing my voice, but over time, I noticed two things. My sentences became smoother. My confidence began to grow. When I listened back after a month, I was shocked. I sound better. And that feeling, it's addictive. So grab your phone, hit record, and talk about how your day went. A topic you love, a short story you made up, your goals in English. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Step 4. Replace negative self-talk with power phrases. When I used to speak English, my brain would whisper, "You sound stupid. They're judging you. Don't speak. You'll mess up." Sound familiar? This kind of self-talk destroys confidence. So I trained my brain to say better things. Here are a few power phrases I used, and you can use them too. I am improving every time I speak. Fluency takes practice, not perfection. Every mistake is proof that I'm trying. I am brave for speaking English today. Say these out loud before every conversation or speaking practice. Train your mind like you train your mouth. Step 5. Surround yourself with English. If you want to be confident in English, live in English even if just in your environment. Try this. Change your phone language to English. Follow English-speaking creators on social media. Listen to English music and repeat the lyrics. Watch short English videos with subtitles, then without. Let English feel like a friend, not a school subject. You don't need 10 years, you just need the right mindset. People think fluency takes forever. That's not true. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking comfortably. And if you follow these steps, if you speak daily, accept mistakes, talk to yourself, record your voice, and encourage yourself, you will notice something amazing. You'll stop freezing. You'll stop hiding. You'll stop being afraid. And one day, just like me, you'll say, "I was shy to speak English until I did this one thing."